going on, world? We are here on the east side with Sloke 1. My name is Mamba, Boycott Magazine, boycottmag.com. We're going to chop it up a little bit. So let's talk about your crew. Let's talk about the NBK crew. How does your crew stand out from any other crew as far as worldwide or local?
Well, NBK is a crew that me and Saint started back in 1995. We're still active. You know, it's basically a crew consisting of about 9 members, each one with their own style. And you know, every year, you know, we're a little bit older now, and so every year we tend to have a reunion. But I'd say, you know, it's a good, strong crew. We're all good friends. We've known each other for a while. And a lot of us have branched off into other areas of art, whether it be tattooing, animation, studio art, graphic design, but at the same time we still come together to paint.
All right, man. Let's talk about graph battles. You've been around since early 90s?
I started piecing in 1990.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you're battling, what's been one of the most illest burns you've seen? It could be the last 5 years, it could be the last 10 years, it could be yesterday, just any burn that really stuck out in your mind.
That I painted myself?
That you personally seen.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, when coming into graffiti in the late 80s, the legendary Hex vs. Slick battle in Los Angeles, I remember seeing that. Nightline or something, you know. It was like it was on the news. It was a Friday night, and it was probably about '89, and I remember seeing footage of the Hex and Slick battle, and just seeing that footage, it changed my whole perception of graffiti, you know, because up until that point, I'd always thought of graffiti as on the subway cars, and here were these two legendary LA writers going at it, being filmed by ABC. You know, news, and just going off, and it just blew me away, you know. So I would say I've seen a lot of others since then, but at the same time, you know, the Hex vs. Slick battle, it still has an imprint in my mind. So.
Nice. All right, man, let's go way back to your early mentor, Scam. I'm sure you've been asking this question a million times, but like, is there any certain thing that he taught you that sticks out in your mind? Maybe like he repeated something over and over again that always stuck to you when you paint?
I met Scam Martinez in 1990, and he taught me the basics of creating a graffiti piece. And one thing, he gave me some outlines to practice and study. And one thing I'd say, I mean, he taught me a lot, but if there was one thing that really stood out that I still remember, I try to carry with me today, is the original. What's going to make your style stand out from anybody else, you know? There's a million cats doing what you're doing. What's going to separate you from them, you know? And don't bite.
Yo, we got the jazz, so don't try to test or we will snap a neck. Just have some respect and don't bite the concept.
But that ties into being original, you know? I kind of look at graffiti as any other art form, you know? You're given a blueprint to evolve from. But eventually, after, you know, you've been in the game for a little bit, you need to develop your own style. You know, that and being clean and original, you know, making your piece stand out. Someone walks by and goes, damn, you know.
Let's talk about Emerge, man. When did Emerge first start, and how has it grown since the beginning?
We started Emerge, let's see, in 09. So recently we just had the one over at Pine Street Station, and that was the third one we've done. Emerge actually started, I first started curating graffiti art shows back in '06. I started out with Rachel Coker at Gallery Lombardi, and that's how like the history of Austin graffiti came about in '06. That was a show we did. And that's how the Piece Together shows came about, and then eventually the tour, the nationwide tour I put together. And so coming back from that, that had generated some buzz locally, and I was approached by Warren McKinney from Art Scene Alliance, who at the time was working with the Art Authority over there by Spider House. and basically he approached me about the idea of doing a graffiti art show. And at the time, it all worked out because Lombardi had closed down. A lot of these galleries didn't really want to mess with us, you know. At least that's the impression that I got. Now it's funny because they call us now, wanting to be a part of it, but you know it's a little too late. That you know, one thing we try to do is keep it local, keep it grassroots, and give props to the people that have been with us from day one. Because the way Emerge has evolved, it's a community effort. You know, it's a group effort. There's no way, I don't take the credit for curating Emerge, even though, you know, it started out as me and Warren. It's really everybody. You know, there's no way I could, especially recently at Pine Street. There's no way I could have done what had come about. Everybody came apart, and that's what it's really about. It's about celebrating the talent that we have here in Austin, you know. Exactly. Keep it local, keep it grassroots. I think that a lot of the talent here is slept on, you know. But if you know, network, you know your people, you know that it's good here, you know. Yeah. And that's really what Emerge is about. It's about coming together, showing the local talent, and most of all, having a good time.
What's up, man? So more than Austin, man, you've been around the world, you traveled, showcased your work. Where you been in the last 10 years? As far as travel-wise?
Wow.
It could be 5 cities, it could be 2 countries.
Well, I'm currently working on a European tour. That's in the works through Montana, Spanish Montana. We're in the works of putting that together, and the idea is to showcase North American talent, do like a mini European tour. Most of what I've focused on in the last 10 years have been nationwide. Having contacts in the East Coast, the West Coast, the South Coast, Chicago, etc. One thing that I like to do is I like to put together tours, or mini tours. You know, like recently we just did a 10-city tour this summer where we covered the western half of the United States, the Southwest, the Northwest, the West Coast. Even made a pit stop off in Yellowstone National Park. You know. Because to me, these days, it's just really about painting and networking. You know, the internet has made the world a lot smaller, brought everybody a little bit closer in some ways, but there's nothing more of a rush to meeting people face to face and painting with them. Because that's how I feel like I learn and I get better, is painting with people from all over, because there's so many talented artists out there, you know? Yeah, so traveling to me is essential. I love my boys and sisters here in Austin, but we all know each other and we've been painting with each other for years. And so I always get stoked when I get to hit the road and meet new artists and learn from them. Because that's what it's about. It's just, you know, there's really, I don't believe there's any plateaus. You know, you just keep evolving, you know, but you got to keep moving, got to keep putting in the footwork.
That's what's up. Each one teach one. Pay attention.
That's right. That's right.
All right, man. So more than a graph artist, I see you as an educator too. You know, you like to teach the kids. So do you plan on like starting a workshop maybe in the city, or maybe like a neighborhood thing?
Well, I have taught through the city of Austin, the MAC, Mexican American Cultural Center. I've taught through the Dougherty Arts Center. I do take artists, I guess you could say, under my wing. There's one in particular, he writes deco. Watch out for this kid, he's coming up, he's nasty. Good kid. That's how I was taught. I had a mentor, you know, and I'm grateful for that. I wish Scam was still alive today to see what legacy he left behind. You know, I'm sure he's watching from above, smiling, but at the same time, yeah, to me it is about giving back to community, because I see a whole new generation of kids coming up, and you know, we got to, as older cats in the scene, we have to pass the torch. Otherwise, you know, it'll die out, you know. Yeah. And I do see these days, a severe lack of mentorship. You know, graffiti is a lot more than getting on the internet and biting everybody's style and buying a can and then going out. You know? Right. There's a process of evolution that I went through. I mean, everybody's got their own story, but yeah, definitely it is about giving back to the community. You know, it's funny because, you know, I grew up getting up in the community, and now being a little bit older, it's more about teaching the youth, I guess you could say, how to get up properly.
I like that. I like that. Right?
and most of all, also using it as it can be used as a launching pad into a career in art. You know that, hey, you know, you don't gotta just run around on the street. You can do that if you want, but you can also elevate and build off that.
Do it smart now. It's 2011.
Do the crime, do the time.
Right.
Not a misdemeanor no more.
So, man, you've been doing this for how many years now?
Going on 21 years.
20 years. Keeps you going, man. Like, you ever get burnt out, tired, man?
You know, I had periods in my life where I got caught up doing the hustle or whatever, you know, just life. And I never stopped drawing. I mean, I was drawing before I got into graffiti. The times in my life that I felt were the lowest, graffiti was always there for me. And even when I was locked up, I was still doing graph, you know. That helped me get by in there. You know, sometimes I ask myself, you know, I can't believe, because I never planned on continuing to do graffiti 21 years later. You know, most people get into it in their teenage years and tend to grow out of it mid-20s, you know. I almost feel like graffiti picked me. You know, I really don't know. It's definitely a divine intervention. Like, I don't know how else to put it. I mean, you know, graffiti art's a gift, you know, and I was given a gift, and it's up to me on how I'm going to use it. And you know, I see what's going on in the graph world, and that gets me amped up. Because you always got these new people coming in, and some of these kids are just amazing artists, and it gets me excited. And these days, you know, painting for me is a form of getting out of all the BS that's going on in my head and out here in the world. You know, it's almost like a meditation. You know, that and I mean, graffiti has taken me to places I never thought I would be. And I've met people I never thought I would meet, you know, and it's endless, you know. So to answer your question, what keeps me going? I just say life, you know, persevering through the good times and the bad, you know. When I got into graffiti, graffiti wasn't cool, you know. It was looked down upon. It was, what? You write your name on walls? Yeah, and now it has become something so much bigger, which I'm glad. It's nice to see it get the spotlight. But at the same time, it's not about what's cool and what's not. It's like, if anything, is it true to my heart, you know? And I can't stop, man. I can't, you know? I don't see a need to stop. I know when I don't paint, I'm not myself. I get a little agitated. Yeah. So going out and painting, it puts me back in check.
It's therapy.
Yes.
Yes. All right, man. Any last words out there to the viewers? They're going to see this in a couple of days? Or?
I just want to thank y'all for what y'all are doing, you know, showcasing local talent and, you know, getting the word out. I want to thank, you know, the whole community of Austin for coming out and helping us out with all of our events. Couldn't do it without y'all. You know, the B-boy scene, the DJing scene, the MC scene, and most of all the established and upcoming writers here in Austin and worldwide that keep this movement going. Peace.
That's what it is. You heard it from the man himself, Sloke 1. Knowledge, hard work, and dedication. He's been in the game for a minute. As you can see his work, it's on these walls, all over the East End, I'm sure in other parts of Austin. What's the website?
You can go to sloke1.com. That's SLOKEONE.com. Check out flickr.com, piecetogether09.
That's what it is. We're out. Peace.